So generally speaking, we want to avoid premature optimization. So what are some of the early signs that indicates, oh, it is time to optimize, or oh, it is time to scale, the current process does not work for us?
Yeah, I can take a stab at that. So the way I think about hiring process, and like especially when it comes to scaling hiring process, is that you want to think of three things. One is efficiency. So are you valuing everybody's time, the interviewers, the recruiters, and most importantly, the candidates' time? Next is, are you able to hire for the profile that you want? And the last thing is the candidate experience. So when you think about all of this, so when you start to get a sense of one of these things is not fitting, then that's kind of like a signal. But to break it down a little bit, typically of course, if your hiring needs go up by an order of magnitude, then that's obviously the first sign. If interview load is high and you get complaints from your interviewers, then that's another. And the most poignant is that you're unable to close recs in time. While previously you were able to, get all your engineers you were able to close your recs and you didn't have to think too much of the process and it worked for you. But now suddenly your backlog is pretty high, then that's your signal.
Got it.
I'm going to argue maybe a little bit more extreme position, which is I think there's actually no time that premature optimization is possible here. Or to say it another way, as soon as it's possible that you will have an interview loop that is not exactly the same people that's been on every other interview loop, you should consider scaling your processes. And I think that because you start to immediately get inconsistencies in the way that you've built out your process, and I don't think you have to do all of the possible scaling things right away. But as soon as it's not just you and your founding friends doing the interviews, I think it's time to start putting process in place and building out what the scaffolding for your structure will look like.